Oh, this is the first video that I'm doing for the fall season here, and it feels good, okay? It honestly feels good. Things are cooling down. It's, drink some hot tea while reading some manga. It's starting to feel really good, okay? But alrighty guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is BoogieSnacks. You can go ahead and call me Boogie. And today we're gonna be doing a video where I review 10 things I wish I knew before I started to read and collect manga, okay? And I am aware that over the past few months, we have gotten a lot of new people here in the community that are relatively new to reading manga. For those of you that have been around the block, even longer, been in the community longer than me, what I want you to do is sort of, what do you think of my list? But then also go down to that comment section, drop things that I may have missed or things that you think that a beginner should know about, okay? And that way, we're making sure that we're covering all of our bases, but I'm sure that, I'm gonna be missing some stuff, okay? You'll get just as much content down below in the comment sections than here in the actual video, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into the actual list itself of 10 things that I wish I knew before I started to read and collect manga. All right, we'll see you in just a second. So our first one is community. Now, when I first started my channel a year ago, a little more than a year ago, let's be honest, I didn't really know anything about the community, but I quickly found out that the manga community here on YouTube is a very small, niche, but tight-knit group of people. You get to really get to know people down in the comment sections and in live streams. So if there's one thing that I wish I knew before I started to read and collect manga, was that, here on YouTube, there is this, this ecosystem built around manga, light novels, anime, and there's going to be some of the nicest people that you would have ever hoped to meet. It's a great place to actually make some friends who share some similar interests with you, and that's one thing that I've noticed is that a lot of people are here because in real life, it's hard to be an otaku out in the world right now, although that is changing slowly but surely. And this is a place where you can be yourself and talk about the things that you like. Okay, so number one has to go to the community. So number two, this is going to be titled expensive hobby, okay? And it by no means, manga doesn't necessarily have to be an expensive hobby, but it is for a lot of the people that start to especially collect manga, okay? So if it's one thing that I would tell you guys is sort of be financially aware of how much you're spending. A lot of people do it through a way of an Excel spreadsheet. So they'll have an Excel spreadsheet on their computer and they track, not only when they bought their manga, but which volumes they have and at the price that they bought them for. So you can quickly look and say, hey, I have X amount of manga. My entire collection it cost me this much, and you can see the deals and the trends of your purchasing patterns, okay? And that way, you can sort of analyze your financial situation, create a budget. Hopefully we have the discipline to stick to those budgets, so on and so forth. Okay. Now I almost titled this "The Manga Isn't Going Anywhere," and this has to do with the sales, the infamous sales that happen here in the community, and it's very easy to get caught up in the marketing because you're going to see some of your favorite series that are finally on sale, and oh my goodness, and the rush of buying manga. And we get several rushes or enjoyment stages when we first start buying manga or just buying manga in general, right? We have the enjoyment of seeing something in stock that we want to buy or we've just discovered, like ordering it, right? You get the enjoyment of like, oh wow, this is a killer deal. I'm getting this series or this amount of volumes for this much. And then you get the enjoyment of getting that box, on your front porch that we all love to see. And then of course we get the enjoyment of like seeing it on the bookshelves and reading it, and the tactile enjoyment of owning physical manga. So it's easy to get caught up in the sales. Believe me, it's easy to get caught up in the sales. Yes, there's the argument for out of print and there are select arguments, and I get that, but don't feel that you need to buy it because you see it on sale at a certain price. Chances are that series will go on sale again. But if you are the kind of person that just loves to go in hard on the sales, a couple ones that you want to be aware of, and something that I wish that I knew because I was that person that was buying manga at full price on Amazon before I found out about other companies. Just really quickly, some of the ones you want to be aware about are the buy two get one free deals that happen at like Barnes & Noble and Amazon, or the Right Stuff summer and Christmas sales. Don't be afraid to diversify. It's very easy to get caught up in, like, you know, we all know the stereotype of just like the shonen bro, where they just read shonen, which there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I thought I would mention that there's a myriad of genres out there, and I, you know, implore you guys to go find some series. And that's a great thing that YouTube does, is that there's plenty of manga recommendation videos. You guys, there are so many good series across a wide range of like demographics, price range, topics. I mean, you name it. That's a beautiful thing about the community, is that there's truly a series or 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 for everyone out there. So if you're finding yourself reading a lot of a certain genre, maybe that's for you. And I'm not saying that you should or you shouldn't, but it's something to note. You know, don't be afraid to diversify. And a great way to find other series is right here on YouTube, okay? I always get this question, like, hey, Boogie, like, where do I find out when the next volume of the series comes out that I like? Or how do I know what Dark Horse is going to be publishing and when they're going to be publishing it? And are there any hiccups in the supply chain, or so on and so forth, okay? And a great way to find out like new series on the horizons, or when next volumes are going to be put out and released in English, or so on and so forth. A great way to do that, of course, is on the individual publishers' websites, okay? And I'll link 1 or 2 of them down below. However, there is a however. I don't really do that as much. What I've done, and what I've noticed a lot of people do, is Twitter. And I know what you're thinking, like, you know, Twitter, really? But that's where I get most of my information. You know, someone will post something and someone will like it and I'll see it, or I'll like it and then other people will see it. And you get it a whole lot quicker, at least in my opinion, because I'm not even thinking about checking like, you know, Yen Press's website that day. It's just, you know, I'm logging on Twitter and boom, you know, the last volume of Silver Spoon's coming out in the summer, and you're like, oh my God, that's awesome. Or, you know, you get, you know, here's links to panels for future content that's going to come out in future series and things of that nature. I know what you're thinking, like, hey, you know, Twitter, really, Boogie, is it really like reliable to like get news on Twitter? And let me just say, look, if there's anything Twitter's reliable on, is definitely anime. There's some websites that you guys can check out. I'll link them down below. We don't have time to go over all of them here in the video because there's so many, but the 2 that, you know, I'll sort of talk about right now would have to be My Anime List, also Goodreads, okay? And these are sites that they're almost like social networking sites for like literature, anime, manga, you know, the likes of it, light novels. Wonderful way to categorize and track what you've read, what you want to read, and rate things. And then you can add friends, they can see what you've rated. And one fun part of it is that, you know, some of your favorite creators, your anime creators, your manga creators, and even with Goodreads, just like if you're into BookTube, they might have an account. And if they make that public, you know, you can go ahead and see like everything that they've read, what they rate it, if they're up to date, they keep it up to date. And it's just a great insight and a beautiful place to have recommendations and sort of just catalog what you've read, what you want to read, for My Anime List, like what you've watched, and have like your own little rating system for it, okay? Quickly moving on to the next one, and we're gonna title this one Purchasing, okay? And there is a plentiful land beyond the walls of an Amazon fulfillment center or Barnes & Noble, okay? There are other places to buy manga, light novels, and just books and whatnot, okay? But 2 of the more popular ones that I know would have to be Right Stuff Anime, which would, links down below for that one. And I'm not just recommending Right Stuff because, yes, I make money through them and I am an affiliate. They have some of the best deals, especially if you're in the United States. They are like one of the go-to places to buy manga. So I recommend you check that one out. And if you're someone like me who started buying manga on Amazon at full price, like I bought the entire Tokyo Ghoul series up until the last few volumes of Tokyo Ghoul Re, because that was the first series that I bought them all full price on Amazon, and if I would have known that Right Stuff exists, I probably would have saved some money going to shop over at Right Stuff, okay? But it's not the more popular for those international folk. But my second recommendation for those international folk, one of the more popular places to go is Book Depository, which I also have a link for down below. So if you want to support the channel for either Right Stuff or Book Depository, I have affiliate links for those down below. Okay, but the good thing about Book Depository is that it's it's not going to be as cheap as Right Stuff sometimes, but you get free shipping worldwide. So just food for thought. Even though it would probably be the most expensive option, The one that's probably the best for the heart and for like the actual physical community in your neighborhood, in your literal community, would have to be like go into like a comic book store, your local one, the mom and pop one. And, you know, every once in a while, if you can afford it, going out there, and if you have the time, you know, put your mask on and buy some manga at your local shops and support those guys. You know, they need all the support we can get. Building a relationship, you know, with the people that work at a local place, there's a real true magic to that. There really is. So I highly encourage you to do that, okay? Unfortunate series of events that happen here in the manga and anime community, and it happens more frequently than we like in the community, which are series that go on hiatus. And sometimes it's like an indefinite hiatus, and then there are series that get canceled. Maybe look into a series, you know, do a really quick Google search and just see what is happening with the series before you financially invest in it, okay? Because I wish someone told me that, because like it's really easy to just buy stuff when they're on sale, or, you know, hey, like I've been wanting to get into this series, I love the anime, and then come to find out that like it's ongoing, but it's like on indefinite hiatus, or it's been canceled at like volume X, Y, or Z. So just FYI on that. Is there one volume that's like impossibly hard to find? You know, volume 7, Blade of Immortal. Yeah, so just FYI on that. Do a little research on the series, especially if it's a bigger series or a more expensive series, before collecting it, okay? The library. I mean, if you didn't know, if you're someone like me who didn't go to the library all too often when they were younger, manga is at the library. And this is great for not only if you're, you know, having budgeting problems and things of that nature, and, you know, that's a great way to do that. It's just a friendly reminder that, hey, libraries are a great place. Go check out some manga at the library. Like, honestly, it's a great option. And, you know, and there's something to be said for, you don't need to own every series that you read. I mean, that's why we have, you know, public libraries. Okay, so if you really want to read a series, there is that option, especially if you're into just like physical only. You know, go to the library. Check it out, man. Literally, check it out. Moving on over the next one super quickly, yellowing. Some people, especially collectors, they try to do everything they can to avoid yellowing. And if you don't know what that is, you know, you have series right here that, you know, you have that nice crispy white look to it. Okay, I'm not trying to get the shadows here because of my lights, but you know, you see how that nice crispy white look. Books sort of get yellow, and how that happens is like direct sunlight. That's like the most frequent way to happen. And creators will go out of their way to make sure their books are out of the way of you know, direct sunlight. So just FYI on that. If you like to have those pristine mint, you know, they're white everywhere, especially up on top or like here on the sides, you know, avoid direct sunlight as much as you can. There are ways you can find a plethora of videos to, you know, get rid of the yellow. Most typically, you know, you just sand it down. Like literally you get like fine, you know, sandpaper and like gently sand it down. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I just thought I would mention for those that are, you know, worrying about the aesthetics of it, because you're spending a lot of money. Like I have a whole collection right here. It costs a lot of money. Some people want to keep it absolutely pristine, so avoid direct sunlight. Alrighty guys, so I think we're gonna wrap it up here. I hope you guys got something out of this. Let me know if you did. But this is my list of things I wish I knew before I started to read and collect manga. All right, so I think we're gonna wrap it up here. If you wanna go ahead and support the channel, go ahead and mash that like button down below. It lets me know that you are watching at home, and I can continue to make more content just like this. And of course, as always, nothing has changed. If you'd like to stick around for more content, go ahead and mash that subscribe button. We would love to have you here in the community. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is BoogieSnacks, and I will see you in the next video. Good night, you guys.